Hello, hello. Welcome back to Shadowrun. This is Veru. And we're coming back where we left off, sitting in the subway, about to choose a mission. I did write a poem about our last episode. I know our last episode, not a lot actually happened, unless you like the lore and you like reading or like listening to me make up voices. That none of them sound that different from each other. But that's the I can do more interesting voices, but I'm just afraid I'll look like an idiot. But then again, don't have a lot of subscribers, maybe now's the time to look like an idiot. So, here's the poem. Into the maw of a city cursed, my dreams are wont to take me, and the shadow on my tail seems worse than the waking hounds that chase me. This shared confusion borne by all from different angles stain our dreams. I fear that soon I'll face the walls of a slum not as it seems. Okay. Last episode was a lot about this nightmare, about this dream that I had prior to going in. Now, mission. What do I actually have listed in my missions? Travel there, travel there, travel there. Okay, so where do we want to go first? I just talked to Maximum Law about doing Wampoa. Wait, what's going on here? Oh yes, this old thing, huh? Additional move speed sounds really quite nice. Is this an ability that I have to use, or is this just flat? Yeah, let's go with move speed. 2 AP damage and imbalances targets, making them easier to hit. Okay, well that's pretty good. I mean, knocking out 2 AP. That's also pretty good. Cooldown 2, cost AP 1, cost AP 1. Do I want to make him lethal or non-lethal? Lethal force or crowd control? I think it fits his character more to be crowd control. He's trying to hold back that beast within him. Okay. That could be useful. I could imagine how that could be quite useful. I'm gonna go full Decker with her, I think. She's gonna be my only Decker. And for you, territoriality or spiritualist? Well, I'm a pretty good caster myself, so I think the ability to control area is perhaps more important. And right now, you're really quite poor with your guns, so we're going to go with territoriality. Okay, let's confirm all. Hopefully I chose wisely. Shall we? Let's go discover who's killing the Wampoan elders. Isabel, you gotta come, because you're my Decker. Gobbet, because I love you. I love Gobbet. Gobbet and me are... This isn't a BioWare game, so I'm assuming there's not going to be any like sexy romance stuff. But if there was, my character would totally go for the shaman, for the super awesome orky rat shaman. Despite all the weird rat stuff, it's still just, oh, she's so cute. Okay. Okay, that's all for now. Yeah, let's go. Going to Wampoa, gonna find me a lot of elders. Going to Wampoa, gonna find me a bunch of elders. Elders live in a box, they were put there by a fox. And I'm singing old songs. If you don't know Peaches, I don't mean, like you wanted me. I'm talking about the song by Presidents of the United States. It's a classic for my generation because I'm old. Urkadoke. Look at all those spells. Yum. Okay, good. Good. She needs... I need to get her like a solid caster weapon. I feel like she needs like an acid bolt or something. The fact that she is relying on an SMG. But then again, I just spec'd her out for SMG, so... Game autosaved. Let us see what we shall see. The streets of Whampoa Garden are slick with the rain, glittering under the neon glow of myriad signs and holographic displays. The sky reflects the same glow, painting the white apartment blocks the sickly orange of sodium streetlights. The smell of grilling meat mingles with other, rarer scents: ozone, engine oil, and high-tech fabrication facilities. Despite the hour, there are plenty of people out and about. You can hear the calls of street vendors and touts, urging people into their stores. Isabel wrinkles her nose, scowling darkly. She wraps her arms tightly around her chest, staring off into the distance. Is there a word for feeling nostalgic for a place you can't wait to leave again? I don't miss this place, but I miss the feelings I had when I lived here. Saudade, maybe? That's how you pronounce that, by the way. It looks like saudade, but it's Portuguese. It's saudade. No, that's not it. It's close, but this place seemed like heaven after the walled city, like the whole world had unfurled in front of me, and anywhere I turned there was the promise of a good life. Turns out this place was just as crappy as everywhere else. Everyone was still in it for themselves. That's a great life lesson, I'm serious. At the end of the day, life's a raw deal. You've got yourself and a handful of friends, and that's it. Nothing else. A curious philosophy, Gobbet. Certainly no objective meaning can be applied to the human experience, but the sum total of culture and progress since the time of Homo erectus has shown that humans are capable of self-organizing into beneficial... Boring. We're looking for the Whampoan elders. They're going to be in the Whampoa itself. That's the big ship down the street. It's the mall shaped like a boat, right? That's the one. Somebody thought it would be clever to make a uniquely shaped mall. Doesn't look like anybody wants to talk to me. Oh, I heard he's not been dead. He's just all cut up. The elders don't want anyone to go inside without their permission. Must be pretty bad in there. You got anything else to say? What about you? I don't know. I just don't feel safe here anymore. You guys got any? You better find someplace indoors to sleep, Yen. Streets are dangerous lately. Ooh, dangerous streets. Oh, Koshe. You so burly. Oh, more people. Hello. Say something. Nope. Dirk. Oh, what about you guys? Standing by the dumpster. Nope, they're quiet too. Okay, into the Whampoa we go. Into the Whampoa we go. Can't talk to you. Can't talk to you. Can't talk to you. Okay, just have to talk to Elder. This orc woman is festooned with small circuits, tiny trid screens and speakers. The trid screens display snippets of trid broadcasts from every corner of the world. The tiny speakers play counterpoint with a susurrus. Susurrus? I'm gonna have to look that up. I've never seen that word before. There's not a whole lot of words that I have to look up on a daily basis, but that one, let me write that down for a second. Susurrus. I'm assuming it's like a confluence or a cacophony. Of voices speaking Sparathiel, Punjabi, Kazakh, and other languages. Her expression is haggard, and she fidgets with her fingers as you approach. Welcome to the Whampoa, my friend. I am Elder N, and these are Elders Tang and Ip. Thank you so much for answering our request for help. We had nowhere else to turn. As long as you can pay. We are under threat. One by one, we elders are being hunted by some monster. As you may have noticed when you arrived, there's been another killing just tonight. Prodigal daughter returned once more. I didn't expect to see you back aboard the Whampoa in my lifetime, Isobel. When you disappeared, Elder Yatunde was very put out. I'm glad you're still alive. When you chose to walk your own path, I was disappointed, but I still understood why you had to leave. I hope my lessons have helped you prosper. Didn't expect to be back either. Work takes you places, though. I don't cart this around for fun, Ip. The lessons kept me alive. Where is Yatunde, anyway? I expected her to be here. She's dead. So are Gan and Nakamura, and Tong was killed just tonight. So much blood. You have to stop this from continuing. That's what we're here for. We'll stop the killings. Thank you, Isabel. So what can you tell me about the murders? They started 2 weeks ago. The first to go was Gan. We found him in his apartment, eviscerated. He'd been torn apart, his head had been ripped completely off, and most of his skin flayed away. There was so much blood it took us a week to clean out his apartment. The rest have been the same. Always at night, always dismembered. Each scene is like a nightmare, and every time nobody has seen anything. It's like a ghost. What happened to Tong? The same thing that happened to the rest of the victims. Evisceration and dismemberment. We sent a guard to keep people out of his shop, but he'll let you in. When did he die? Sometime early tonight. He'd locked up his shop, but Ip stopped by to ask him about some skill chips he had. The door was unlocked, and inside looked like a bad horror sim, like all of the other murders. It had to have happened after sundown because I saw his shop was open when I was on my way to get some noodles for dinner. Why didn't you call the police? The Hong Kong police force isn't welcome here. They've tried to force us out several times before, or come hunting for someone to pin a crime on. We do a lot of favors for local gangs and triads, handle their matrix security, fix up their gear, and make sure they have access to the Hong Kong Shadowlands hub. We're too valuable a resource for them to lose, so they protect us when the HKPF or anyone else decides we're an easy target. They handle our physical security, and we make sure to send the message via the Matrix. The last time the HKPF made trouble, we started airing the Assistant Chief's dirty laundry over the Trid. They got the picture and backed off. Have you made any recent enemies? Not that I can think of. We keep to ourselves. We buy and sell technology. We're not mercenaries or criminals, we're merchants and deckers. And even if someone was cheated in a deal, this kind of response is unthinkable. Whatever did this, it wasn't human. The violence and savagery. It's a monster, whatever it is. Plenty of metahumans are monsters too. Just because it's horrible doesn't mean it's supernatural. What do you guys do, huh? They make the rules and kick people out who don't obey them. They're a bunch of petty tyrants, that's what. You're being unfair, Isobel. Our laws are for the good of the community. We keep the Whampoa and its residents safe. We review trade agreements with outsiders to see if they're good for the community. We provide a guiding vision, like a town council. You guys are kind of weird, huh? Our ways may seem strange to you, but they have sustained us for many years. I do not expect you to understand. I am the invoker of sprites. I commune with the spirits of machines, ask them for blessings, and pass those blessings on to the people here. I heal the sick and ensure the feng shui of our habitats is as good as can be, given our confines. She's a shaman, that's all. She's got some kooky spin on it, claims her totem is some kind of all-encompassing machine god that lives in circuitry. Ancient gods and ancestors are one thing. My deck, it's mine. I built it. The only spirits that got in here are the ESPs I loaded up with. Just because you cannot see or touch a thing does not mean that it does not exist. Just because you do not believe in it does not mean it does not protect you from afar. I can't touch programs either, but at least I can prove they have an effect on the physical world. Your superstitions are just that. Crap. This guy treats drones like they're living things. What exactly do you do? I am the first and glorious server. I study patterns, repair machinery, and lead others to attune themselves to the wonders of automation. The blessed AutoFab is my shop and purview, where we make the drones we use and sell. Really? What a fascinating and spiritual spin on things. I'd be interested in hearing more about your philosophy once we're done with the job. I think I may find your perspective to be very interesting. As for me, I serve as the Resplendent Voltage Spike. That means I shoot people who try to screw with us. It's a fancy title for head of security. Okay. It might be wise to ask the residents of Whampoa Garden if they've seen or heard anything, after you've gone to Tong Sensory Carnival. They may have seen or heard things we have not. Good to know. Can I talk to anybody now? Nope. Can't talk to you. Can't talk to you. Can't talk to you. I can't talk to anybody. No one wants to be my friend. Okay. Porter Lamb, at your service. The elders told me you'd be coming. They tell you about what happened to Tong? Just the basics. Well, nothing's basic about it. I've seen people shot, stabbed, beaten to death. Hell, I've even seen a corpse that was so dry and desiccated I could have sworn a vampire got to it. None of that's got anything on this. Brace yourself and go in. Okay. Good warm-up. Tong's Sensory Carnival looks like the scene out of a B-grade slasher sim. The cloying scent of incense hangs thick and pungent in the air, emanating from the small shrine in the corner of the shop. Unfortunately, it does nothing to cover up the reek of death and clotted blood. Despite the ragged remnants of Elder Tong littering the floor, the rest of the shop appears to be in good order, at least at first glance. Nothing is broken, tipped over, or otherwise ransacked. As you're about to step further into the room, you glance at the ceilings and walls. The blood from Tong's body isn't just confined to where his remains lie. Drying blood is spread about the walls and ceiling as well. Wow, that's gross. Yeah, there's bits. Looks like his arms have been ripped off, and where's the other bit of leg? Oh, no, okay. This is probably his other leg, and this is his arm over here. Huh. Well, someone had a good time. Let's take a look at the body, yeah? Tong's body is a ruined mess. The destroyed ruin of his face is barely recognizable, and what is left of his body would best be described as savaged. All of his limbs have been torn off, and a pile of flayed skin lies next to the remnants of the Wampoan elder. Super gross. The Wampoan's clothing has all but been reduced to rags and tissue by cuts and tears, apparently sustained during the flaying. At this point, the only thing holding what's left of his body into a semblance of human form is the hair-thin fiber optics of his cyberware. Oh, sweet heaven, V. I haven't seen anything like that since Auntie Wong tried to stash some cred sticks in a devil rat's nest. Takes a lot to turn my stomach, but oh, we sure have a winner today. This is seriously messed up. Curious. The removal of the skin speaks to a deliberate pathology, some manner of serial killer, but the severed limbs seem much more savage. You'd have to be very strong to tear those off. Look, parts of him are missing. That's very curious. Ooh, I get to do a check. You allow your senses to expand into astral space. The colors of the room bleed away, replaced by the vibrant lights and emotions of the spirit world. Surprisingly, no emotions of fear or anger pervade the room. The abiding emotion the room is steeped in is one of perfunctory satisfaction, as if someone had accomplished an important task. It would seem likely that Tong was surprised. If he was not, it would be certain that you would feel lingering fear within the room. Whoa, really? That's strange, V. You're right, though. He definitely didn't see it coming. Hey, Rector. Take a look. Curious. No subdermal bruising where the skin's been removed. No sign of a struggle. Coagulation of blood and lividity marks a time of death between 2 and 4 hours ago. The knife marks are methodical. The killer doesn't seem to have been interested in preserving the skin as any kind of whole. It was removed a bit like one fillets a fish. The path of least resistance. Some of the strips of skin have a more ragged edge than others. The ragged edge looks consistent with a claw rather than a blade. His neck's been severed between the 5th and 6th cervical vertebrae. Scoring across the bone indicates a bladed weapon, and a sharp one at that. Doesn't match any of the other wounds. If I had to guess, I'd say he was killed by the blow to the back of the neck. Everything else was subsequent damage. Why would someone kill him and then skin him? Honestly, I have no idea. Perhaps whatever did the rest of the damage was secondary. An action of opportunity or the like. Without further information, I'm not comfortable guessing. Okay. Very scientific-minded gentleman, isn't he? Doesn't like guessing. Oh. Bloody walls. Are covered in splattered and smeared blood, most of which is hardened into a crusty congealed paste. Thick tracks of it run laterally. It looks like the blood has been deliberately smeared. These blood patterns aren't natural, V. The smearing here wasn't done by Tong. There's too much blood. The killer must have spread the blood across the walls deliberately. Why would they do that? Perhaps they're like many serial killers. They see their actions as a ritual or as a work of art. And the victim's body was the medium in which they were working. Or maybe they're just crazy. Man, I've seen a lot of crazy people in my life, but I've never seen anybody crazy enough to think they were going to make a Mona Lisa out of somebody's teeth and guts. Thank the heavens for that, too. Okay. But you guys, doesn't it seem a bit odd? Like, he doesn't sound like he was, like, perfunctory, does not sound like artistic. I'm seeing a thing. Okay. Desk? Tong's desk drawers are open and the safe that's built into one side has been opened. There's no sign of tampering and the green light next to the word unlocked is blinking. Whoever opened the safe did it with a key fob. Inside are several blank cred sticks, but no sign of any with money on them. Looks like somebody looted his stash. A guy like this wouldn't keep only empty cred sticks in his safe. Really, that's all we get? That's all we get from that? Okay. This is a Yamaha 95,000 V SimSynth, a device for mixing and mastering SimSense chips. Several drive bays are empty and all of the chip jacks are empty. The screen is flashing a repeated error message. Warning, requested files cannot be found. Please return drives to bay and try again. Isabel, do your job. This is why I brought you. There, I've put the drive warning on suspend. It's in diagnostic mode only though. Maybe we'll learn something, maybe not. Yamaha SimOS 5.23 system diagnostics check. Memory, okay. Drive, error. Assist bus, okay. Beginning core dump, please wait. Dangerously into brain-burning territory. Ooh. These files and burn chips should be stored on missing drives. Someone's cleared them out. Okay. Any reason to look at this again? No. So he was doing some dodgy stuff, looks like. That's, that might be important. Might be not. Okay. Porter, you got anything to say? Has anyone else been inside? Not since I've been here, but before Ip found him, could have been anybody really. Ip had a key to this place, but the lock's total crap. Anybody half decent at cracking mag locks could have gone inside. What's missing? Some stuff? Sounds like the killer looted this place to me. All this talk of monsters. Yeah, sure. There's scary things that go bump in the night, but most of the scary bumps I hear are from handguns and gangers. What do you do around here, dude? It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Ip. It's a bit like being a deputy. I make sure people don't break the rules. Protect people who need protecting. Mostly I just do whatever Ip asks me to. It's a pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of those days. I also handle a lot of maintenance. I don't actually do the repairs, but I got most of the keys. It makes it easy to ensure only authorized people get into sensitive places. Electricity goes down, I let in the electrician who fixes the wiring. Toilet's clogged, I let in the drone guy who opens it back up. Okay. Thanks for chatting. Okay, I can talk to a whole bunch of different people now. Counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, tuck in, gentle watcher and listener. Looks like we've got a lot of dialogue to go through yet. I'm going to try and do this entire mission in one episode. It might be a bit long. There's a lot of talking, but that's as it is. Hey stranger, nice to see ya. Zippy Toe Tag at your service. How are you liking Wampoa Garden? You're awfully friendly. We've never met before this, but I know exactly who you are. You're my replacement. The elders had me autopsy what was left to Elder Gan and Elder Nakamura after they got ripped apart, but I didn't want to dig any deeper. So since I don't know you, and I can smell a Shadowrunner a mile away, you've got to be the outsider they asked to stop the killings, right? Yeah, that's right. See? I have good eyes. A lot of good eyes, actually, if you're in the market for replacements. Only slightly used, and they only come from certified donors, I swear. Man, I kill myself. That was awful. I know. I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but all my jokes are terrible. So what are you then? I'm one of the only trained surgeons around here. I keep the other Wampoans healthy. Gotta practice down the road. Blind Chen's a pretty good cyberdoc, but he's basically an implant specialist, and that's it. Okay. You don't seem like much of a doctor. I did my residency back in the UCAS. Could have become a real MD, too, if things hadn't gone south for, unrelated reasons. I also deck a little, but I'm better at slicing skin than I see. Wampoa Gardens seemed a good fit for me. A lot of customers? Oh, that's the truth. I have to charge to cover my costs and eat, but it's damn near free service. There's always a waiting list. But it's good, honest work. I like helping my neighbors in the community. We all look out for each other. Somebody messes with one of us, they mess with all of us. That kind of community is rare as gold these days. How many places have an ethos like that, like us? Not the damn corpse, that's for sure. I've lived a lot of places, done my fair share of shadow running, but this place is special. It's been a long time since I really felt anywhere was a real home. I'm sure I'll move again, but not for a while. I'm not done with this city or these people. Pretty peaceful? For the most part. Other than these killings, we don't have much by the way of problems. We do information security for the Triads. That makes us fairly impervious to anyone who wants to start trouble. Anyone starting something, we hit him in the Matrix while our Triad friends hit him in the meat space. Some small-time gangs have tried pushing in here before, but they backed off when they figured out they weren't just picking a fight with Tang and his guys, but with both the Red Dragon and Yellow Lotus. They got the message real quick. What was left of them, anyway. What about this place? Sure, what do you want to know? Thoughts on the murders? Pretty gruesome business. Gan died from a broken neck. Looks like somebody wrenched it around, and his arms and legs were cut off. Some skin flayed away, too. Nakamura had his throat ripped out by someone with pretty sharp teeth. At first I thought it was a devil rat, but the teeth marks were all from something with a humanoid jaw. I didn't look at Yotunde. From what I saw at a distance, it was the same story. Didn't see much point since I'd seen it twice already. As for Tong, from what Porter told me, it was Gan and Nakamura all over again. You take a look at them yet? Yeah, it's the same as you described. Damn, I like Tong. The BTL business is unsavory, but the man had to eat, and his regular sims were great. Generally all around nice guy, friendly with everyone, never had anyone mad at him. There ain't no justice, let me tell ya. Looks like he was killed by a blade, though. Ooh, what kind of blade? Was it a knife? A sword? Maybe an axe? I don't know. Back of the neck, though. Oh, I don't like that at all. This whole affair's got me on edge. People dying is nothing new, but the flayed skin. Ugh. It sounds possible that whoever's been killing the elders is trying to muddy the waters with all of the blood and gore business. This is the crime of intelligent, careful killer. Be careful. This investigation might take you somewhere very unpleasant. What can you tell me about the elders? Well, they're an eclectic bunch, that's for sure. Where to start? Ung's the spiritual leader here. She is the voice of the Wampoans, I guess. A lot of her close friends are really more followers, since she's something of a priest for the machine spirits. Maybe it's a cultural thing for people who grew up here, but it's never called to me. Still, she makes a damn fine pot of tea. Ip's the muscle and has an encyclopedic knowledge of cyber and bioware. Definitely a good guy to have watching your back. Not too friendly, but you know how it is. You get a lot of cyber, people start wondering if you'll tear their arms off. He's got moves straight out of Blood Carnival 3, The Reckoning. Terrible movie, but great fight choreography. What about Tang? I don't know much about him, but I think he's got some kind of fetish for automation. Found him cooing over some trids of automated delivery drones in a warehouse once. He works with drones, has a shop called the Blessed Autofab. He was raving about the efficiency of the movement patterns or something. You already know about Tong, ran sims, BTLs, skill chips. Gan used to be a city planner before he had a nervous breakdown and got involved in statistical analysis. Nakamura came from Fukuoka and was interested in entertainment, trid mostly, spent a lot of time analyzing subliminals and ads. Then there was Magpie. She was the chief decker, hot as hell against IC, and built her own hardware. Salty old woman, though. Never met anyone who was quite as shrill or nasty when she was mad. She was mad most of the time. Magpie? That's new. She didn't. Maybe a month ago, she just up and disappeared. I went to her shop one day, and she just wasn't open. Nobody's seen her since. Kind of a pain in the ass, too. She owed me some new analyze software she picked up. I've never heard of Magpie either. She must be one of the newer Wampoans. If she was the decker, she would have replaced Elder Gao. No surprise there. Gao was older than Qin. Shi Huangdi's terracotta... Is it Qin? Qin Shi... Okay. I'm totally gonna maul this. Qin Shi Huangdi's terracotta warriors. When I was learning decking from him, he could still barely get out of bed. Still fast as hell in the Matrix, though. How can you be new and an elder? It's a stupid name. It doesn't actually have much to do with time spent in the community. It has something to do with it, sure, but it's mostly about how skilled you are, how good your connections are, and how much you can help everyone else. Should have called them experts or something. Bingo! That's it. That's exactly it. She was only here for about 3 years, but she knew a lot of people from all over the Matrix, in Shanghai, in Beijing, all kinds of places. That plus her skill meant she was a shoo-in when Gao died. Why would she disappear? No idea. One day she was here, the next poof. At first I thought she was just on vacation since she had, mentioned wanting to see the Kingdom of Hawaii someday. But it didn't feel right. She would have at least told me she was leaving. It seems mighty suspicious to me. Nobody else seems to care what happened to her, probably because she pissed him off all so bad. Huh. It's pretty odd for her to disappear though, yeah? Of course it's odd. She owed me lunch too. And she was the sort who paid her debts promptly. You might want to check out her shop. It's all locked up, but the other elders have a spare key. Couldn't hurt to look around. And even though Magpie was always button heads with the other elders, they wouldn't have any reason not to let you in. What'd they argue about? Magpie and the others never saw eye to eye. She was contrary for the sake of it. Most of the rest had a grand vision for what they wanted this neighborhood to become. Magpie just wanted a deck. She was only an elder because they needed someone with her matrix chops. Last big argument was between her, Ng, Ip, and Nakamura. It was over something relatively trivial. I think Nakamura wanted to expand the pirate trade business into the Matrix, and she just absolutely refused. Why'd she refuse? She said something about not using up valuable bandwidth for trivial entertainment crap. Anyway, it went from there into this rant about how she wasn't going to let Tang expand his drone business any further, because it would get too much megacorp attention. They accused her of blocking them just because she could, which is probably true. Lots of screaming. What do you mean blocking them? Everybody needs her matrix skills for their businesses to run properly. There are other deckers, me, Say, or Mo, Nebi, but she had the infrastructure. If their project didn't interest her, she wouldn't even give them the time of day. She was a real hardhead about having her time wasted, but she figures if she's not interested in something, it has no value objectively. Kind of a major blind spot, if you ask me. Sounds like, could you let me into her shop? No, can do. Not because I don't want to, but because I just don't have the key. You'd have to get it from Ip. He's taken over all the Matrix infrastructure maintenance since Magpie disappeared. He's not as good as she is, or as I am, but they're not going to let anyone who's an elder take care of that kind of critical stuff. Okay, thanks, Zip. Should I do that now? I'm going to keep talking to people, because I like doing voices. Yeah. If you don't like me doing voices, probably don't want to continue watching the series, because I'm getting the feeling that this is a bit like Planescape Torment. More talking than fighting, by and large. Demergo. This man has a tired, world-weary demeanor about him. His eyes track your movements with a penetrating, critical precision. Something about him, the lines about his eyes, perhaps, makes you suspect he's seen a lot of terrible things. Let me guess, you're the freelancers the elders are paying to look into the murders around here. That's right. Call me Demerigo. I'm not one of the Wampoans, but I've been here long enough that they don't think twice about me being here. So what have you found so far? Why do you want to know? Professional curiosity. I used to be with the New York Police Department as part of their thaumaturgical research division. Part of the CSI branch, except I did the magical investigation while the other guys pulled prints and checked blood samples. When I hear about crap like this happening, I keep my ear to the ground. Old habits, you know. Why aren't you investigating? Elder Ying asked me to look into the killings after the first murder. She couldn't afford my fee, though, so I took a pass. It's not just the money, either. You see that stuff day after day, you pay a price. It eats away at you. You know what it's like to feel all that sickness and anger every day? To be asked to pick up a murder weapon and relive somebody's death. Feel it going into your neck. Pleading in the voice of a dead woman for her killer to spare you. These days I'd rather interrogate the living. Thanks. That sounds awful. Awful. It's more than awful. It's a goddamn nightmare is what it is. One I couldn't wake up from for a long time. Sometimes you have to cut and run, start fresh. At least now I can pick my own jobs. I can read objects, you see. It's called psychometry. A little trick I managed to pick up. Don't really know how. I hold something, I can tell you what happened to it, who owned it, how it killed someone, if someone loved it, or was afraid of it. Useful, but it'll tax your heart. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to read anything you find. I already told him I don't want any part of this. You want advice? I'll give you that. But I'm not getting drawn in further than that. So aside from that, is there anything else I can help you with? He was caught by surprise. That's not what I would have expected. With the amount of mess at each scene, the victim should have left behind a hell of a lot of fear and pain. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm very sure I did the whole thing. There was a skill check and everything. But it sounds like this wasn't a crime of passion. A planned attack would have had that kind of resonance, in my experience. It's possible the gore show is to throw off anyone looking for the actual reason. Yeah, if I wanted to kill someone and get away with it, I'd try to point the finger at some kind of monster. Basic Investigation 101. It's usually the simplest explanation, but don't discount other possibilities. You think the mess wasn't incidental? It's a possibility. Ask yourself this. If the mutilation happened after Tong's death, why would a killer perform that kind of ritual? Serial killers who engage in that kind of ritual don't feel perfunctory about it, in my experience. It tends to be more like they're taking communion. It's a religious or sexual feeling most of the time. If this didn't feel that way, I don't think the killer is actually pathological. Okay, single slice of that knife. That's a precision attack. Most knife fights end up with a lot of shallow cuts and blood over the victim and attacker alike. If Tong was killed by a single strike, he definitely wouldn't have seen it coming, and you can bet your last Nuyen that whoever killed him is highly skilled with a blade. That to me says the attack is either a professional hitman or a practiced serial killer. Could be both, too. Assassins don't tend to be the most empathetic people. Was the attack a thrust or a cut? It was a slash. Why? The wound was a thrust. Your attacker was using a knife of some kind. Anything over 10 inches would be pretty hard to thrust with at that kind of angle, the next too high for a longer blade. If it's a slash, you're looking at a sword or cleaver attack. Both of those are popular with the triads. They make an awful mess and send a message that they're not to be trifled with. What do you know about the murders? My mouth's getting tired. You just read this one yourself? Whoever did it. Clean death. Hong Kong police force was here a few weeks before that. Were they? Okay. Loaded for bear. Is that an expression? Loaded for bear? They got into a gunfight, and the parking garage never got out. Okay. Why would they let them in and then chase them away? Okay. 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 Oops, got some heavy duty cyberware. I think he's a shaman. Yeah. Okay. I'm curious. I want to go in here now. I know I could talk to some more people, but I want to go in here. Okay. Can I talk to you guys? Can you be cool? That's far enough, guy. This lot's our turf. If you're looking for a fix, you're welcome to trade. If you're not here for business, clear the hell out. Try and wander around on our turf, we're gonna have to air you out. So what do you say? You looking for a little pick-me-up? A little nitro to give you some pep? Maybe you want some chips? Take that edge off? You want it. I got it. Some of these look like they came from Tong's shop. Yeah? Okay. So what? What do you care? I'm doing an investigation. Okay, tall guy going into the shop. Guy comes out of the shop. Dude goes in and steals a bunch of stuff. Wow, it's pretty cold. Yep, that's true. Okay. What happened in the fight? So police looking up for somebody. They got in here. All of them got killed. Whatever they were after was long gone. Have you heard anything else about the murders? Okay, some dude in the sewers. Storm drains, okay. Porter Lamb, yeah, I've talked to him. Okay. Can I please look around the garage? Oh, man. Oh. I need more things. Oh. I wanna... There's things. I wanna... How close am I to being able to get another thing? Charisma... like, really far away. Okay, so... I want to go over there. Okay, first of all, do you have anything I want to buy? Show me what you have. Drugs, drugs, drugs. I could buy some drugs and then use them against you, couldn't I? Okie doke. Can I not just pull a gun out? Nope. Okay. Well, I do not actually want to have to go through all of that conversation again, and I might lose this fight, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save the game. And if I lose this fight, because I want to see what's back there, and I really don't care about these gangers. You gonna let me look around? Fine. Okay, this is going to be a really stupidly hard fight, isn't it? Okay, first of all, let's do a mana ball. Not yet. Okay, let's... Okay. Do a mana ball. Let's see. Okay. Hard choices, hard choices. Let's see. I'll do that one. Grenade. 60, 53, 70. I missed, but heck, that was still pretty effective. I'll do another one of those. Okay. And then you. Let's go into control mode. Mage. I'd like you to take one less action. And then maybe... I'm less concerned with all of you guys. Nice. Ow. 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 Stop it. Ow. Stop it. Oh boy. Okay. So it's like that, is it? I'll take that 10 HP back. Thank you. You've got some nasty armor on you. Let's just knock that off. You're out of ammo for that weapon, but not for this weapon. So yep, that's that. Yep, okay. We can do this. We can totally do this. Nice. Okay. Let's do Koshi next. You're still knocked out. AP +1. Do I get it right away? Yes, I do. One dude dead. Ow. I'm really worried about this one. Oh my, I'm gonna die. Okie day. Let's. How do you have cover? How on earth do you have cover? Okay. Okay, you should be dead. Can I heal you? No. Other equipment. Good. Okay, that works for me. Let's do that. And then I can... So you're bleeding. You're probably going to die next turn. I'm thinking... Yeah, that's good. And then let's smack you down. Nice. Ow! Stop punching me. Ow! Stop shooting me too. Yeah, you're dead. Okay. No. We're just gonna do some basic. Yep. Okay. I really need to go someplace where I'm not gonna be flanked. That works. That doesn't. Yeah, I'll take that. Good. And then let's maybe buff you a bit more accuracy. So I think you've got the last shot left. Really? Wow, missed on that. Okay, let's get rid of some of your... Very nice. Ow. I think I'm the only one with the heal spell right now, so yeah. Heal you up. And then I will Mandibolt you for a bit of weak damage because you're currently in cover, which is a drag. Just normal attack then. Good. Okay, this fight is not actually going as badly as I thought it might. Nice. Okay, Gobbet, you're my last go. place for me to... No. Okay. Give Isabel a bit of accuracy, and then you should still have your accuracy buff. You guys really should have just let me look around. Like, I wasn't going to cause a problem. I was just going to look around. You didn't have to be such punks, is all I'm saying. Yep, that's that. How is all my wounds? Let's take a look. Okay, so. 17 of 30, 40 of 40, 40 of 40, 33 of 40. Okay, so I'm the worst wounded. Is it possible? Nope. Okay, well, sorry to kill y'all, but maybe you could have been less dicky about the whole thing. Okay, small PDA with dull glow screen. Does not appear to be locked. Check recent email. New location in garage. Well-pound elders moving to the garage. Pay a percentage of sales back. Where the heck is Kang? Speaking of monster language. Okay. Elder murders. Okie doke. Leave the PDA alone. Oh, wait, I didn't get to see all of it. Oh. Oh no, I did. No loot. I'm sure, like, in reality, their bodies would be just filled with amazing things I could steal. Oh, good. Things to do. Okay, what's in here? Yep. Ooh, I can decipher the emblems. You're not seeing part of the markings. Rest remain on the parent piece of ferrocrete. The Japanese for Renraku Applied Sciences, the branch of Renraku Asia responsible for materials science. Okay, so this is a bit of tech armor. This massacre of tremendous proportions. Look at this V. These scratches look like they were made from a long-bladed weapon, like a sword or machete. That matches the wound on Tong's neck. Our killer must have fought the HKPF in here and cut them apart. With a number of bullet holes in the walls and cars around here, they must have just been spraying wildly. I don't relish the idea of fighting this killer in cramped quarters. Good to know. Bummer about murdering those guys. Wasn't really my plan. I prefer they would have just told me what was going on. What's up, dude? Oh, actually, I'm gonna go through this dialogue. Will this heal me? If I have some dango. No, just... Okay. Sounds quite nice. Let's bring you to Wampo Garden. Looking at the killing of the elders. Okay, none of his business. Hey, do you know anything about this piece of armor? I was hoping you'd translate Japanese. Yeah, okay, I knew that. I think even the person killing the elders. Pretty high quality, you have to be pretty connected to get it. Yeah, I'll see you later. I'm actually gonna stop now. I know I said I wanted to finish this, but I think for me right now, I've got other things I need to do, so I'm gonna save. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As per usual, do all those little YouTube-y things that you can do that make me happy, make you happy. If they don't make you happy, don't do them, obviously. Otherwise, just have a really, really wonderful day. Make the best of what opportunities you can, and try not to get too hung up on the things that don't go your way. Please join me again if you're enjoying this series especially. tune back in. I'll see if I can remember to do all the voices consistently between episodes, but I can't be sure. Either way, you'll hear me when you hear me. Take care. Be well.